Okay, hello everyone. This is again Sir Joey Poblete for Applied Economics, and for this week we will be discussing about the law on supply and demand for week 3. Okay, so if you have questions, punta lang sa ating GC. I'm going to answer to that. Anyway, G12 Aquarius lang naman ang merong Applied Economics na subject, and basically we will be the module that I have provided you is good for at I think 3 weeks or up to a month, depending on how fast are we going to do that, diba? But we're not going to haste everything simply because you need to understand everything at the same time, make time for answering your activities. So there will be some activities that I will be removing and I will not be including. So watch out for the video kung saang part 'yon ng activity, anong part ng activities ang hindi ko na gagawin. So let's try to make everything easy for all of us, okay? So questions doon lamang po sa ating GC. So the first thing that you need to do is to answer your pre-assessment. There are, I think, 30 points for the pre-assessment. You need to write it on your separate. You need to write it on a separate sheet. You might be asking, bakit po, sir, laging may pre-assessment? The pre-assessment is intended to determine if you already have a prior knowledge with regards to the subject matter, so that the teacher will know on how to ano to on how to discuss the subjects at your level. Okay? Kasi basically, with regards to economics, you already have background with this one during your junior high school years. So this is just an added knowledge and an added theories with regards to what you already know with regards to economics. So your pre-assessment, please answer that one. So the first question would be, have you bought goods recently? Namalengke ba kayo? Pinapayagan na ba kayong mamalengke? Kasi parang alam ko, it's just this week I think na pwede nang lumabas yung 15 years old pataas up to 65 years old. And basically, well, technically, you are not allowed to go out. However, I knew that some of you are going out already. You are not minding about the IATF protocol. So please, as good citizens, actually it is a measure of good citizen if you are following rules, di ba? Kasi the rules are made hindi naman para pasamain kayo but to protect you din naman, di ba? But the question would be, if you have bought goods recently, what kind of goods are these, di ba? And why did you choose to buy those goods, di ba? And then, pag-usapan natin yung presyo ng baboy. Kasi, nung namalengke ako, just this weekends, I think, nagulat ako. Ang presyo ng baboy is already around 300. Tapos, prior to that, parang a couple of weeks ago, nakabili pa ako ng around 240, 250 per kilo ng baboy. So it's around 300. And what's the prior to the pandemic, the common price is around 100, 70, 180 up to mahal na yung 200 hindi na halos umaabot yan ng 200 before. So the price is almost doubled. 'Di ba? You might be asking, "Sir, bakit po nagkakaganyan yung presyo ng baboy?" There is actually uh, economic event that's happening with the supply of livestock. Merong shortage, merong sakit na kumakalat. Hindi naman yan nakakahawa ng taon na kumakalat among the livestock animals. So, ang nangyayari dyan is imbis na maibebenta pa sa palengke, nagkakaroon ng pagkalugi yung mga ano to, poultry raiser simply because kailangan na nilang patayin and i-dispose yung mga baboy who had been affected with the disease, di ba? So, may pandemic din yung mga baboy. But that is actually a common phenomena. So what happens is dahil hindi naman nagbabago yung ating demand for baboy, so tumataas tuloy ang presyo kasi maraming bibili pero kakaunti lang ang supply, di ba? So this is the reason that there is a movement with regards to prices. Di ba? I don't know with regards to your experiences, ano-ano yung mga goods na binibili ninyo recently that there had been movements with prices, di ba? Isa sa mga ano to, may significant impact yung COVID-19 is yung transportation natin, di ba? It was just recently na pinayagan na yung ruta ng crossing going to Tanay, di ba? But prior to that, wala talagang transportation. So ang nangyayari, pupunta pa tayo ng Antipolo just to access yung transportation palabas ng Rizal, di ba? So malaki yung naging dagdag sa presyo ng pamasahe, and basically for the common tao that is already blow, di ba? And this pandemic had been making its negative impact doon sa iba't ibang sektor na parte ng ating buhay. Okay? So, moving on, your next activity is a word hunt. You need to, nandiyan niya sa module ninyo, you need to look for words that is related to economics. Okay? Nakalista na ang mga words na hanapin ninyo and you're going to just look for it. Okay, so these are the words that you are supposed to be looking, and let me just have a fast rundown with regards to its meaning. So the first one would be the supply. It is a fundamental economic concept daw that describes the total amount of a specific good or service that is available to consumers. So ibig sabihin, when we talk about supplies, it describes the total amount, the volume, yung dami ng goods or service na handa nating ibenta sa ating mga consumer. Pag sinabi nating goods and service, we're talking about the products that can either be a good or a service. So that is supply. So demand, on the other hand, it is walang I. An economic principle referring to a consumer's desire to purchase goods and services and willingness to pay a price for a specific good or service. So when we talk about demand, we are talking about yung kailangan at yung gusto ng mga produkto ng ating mga customers at yung mga produkto or serbisyo na willing silang bayaran para makuha lamang yon. Okay, yan. Sana lahat nababayaran para nakukuha ang gusto, no? So market, on the other hand, is one of a composition of systems, institutions, procedures, social relations, or infrastructure whereby parties engage and exchange. So when we talk about market, we are not basically referring to the physical market. Sinabi ko na yan sa inyo na pag nasa ano tayo, nasa business discipline, when we talk about market, we are basically referring to customers and of course a place, a system, or an institution wherein two or more parties are willing to exchange something, di ba? So like for example, I am offering a good or a service, nag-offer ako ng serbisyo ko, babayaran ninyo. So, para makuha ninyo yung serbisyo ko, you need to pay me, di ba? Same thing on your part na kung kayo ang customer, gusto ninyo ng serbisyo ni Sir Poblete, you need to pay me. Ganun yun. Diba? So that is market. And like for example, gusto ko ng isang napakalaking monay, diba? The monay. Actually, meron na binibenta niya ngayon. Gusto ko ng malaking monay, and my option would be a smaller monay and a bigger monay. But I really wanted a big monay. So what commonly happens is I will be willing to depart. Okay? ng aking mga resources, like for example, if I'm going to buy small money for 5 pesos na big money for 20 pesos, so I would be willing to depart with my 20 pesos in exchange for the big money. Nakukuha yun. And that is basically the whole process is called a market. Okay, and exchange. So laws in economics to law are like scientific laws which trace out a causal relationship between two or more phenomena. So when we talk about the law, kasi this is the law of supply and demand, it is actually a phenomena between two or more forces. Kailangan nating maintindihan why are these things happening. Okay? And then moving on, goods is an economic good or a good or service. Nawawala ang aking cursor. Ayan. And it is an economic good or that can be a good or service that has benefit, utility, or use to society. It is also an economic goods that have a degree of scarcity and therefore an opportunity cost. So when we talk about goods, it can be it is actually a tangible product that you can physically hold. And basically, when we talk about goods in economics, when you create one that is intended for selling, it gives you an opportunity cost. Bakit? Kasi simply because what you have spent can be taken back, and at the same time, at a certain profit that you desire to get from creating the goods and selling the goods, di ba? And then price is a good or service. It is price is which a good or service is offered in the marketplace. So when we talk about price, it is a designated value of a good or a service that is offered within the marketplace. So ibig sabihin, if it is within a system or institution or a place na ibinibenta na natin ang isang produkto, ibinibenta natin siya at a certain value. Di ba? And that value is called a price. So ang composition ng value na yon, dapat nandoon yung unit cost natin, magkano yung ginastos natin para gawin yung produkto, and then the same time nandiyan yung ating markup or magkano yung tubo na gusto nating makuha coming from that specific goods or services. Next is the quantity. It is the amount or number of a material or immaterial things that is not usually estimated by spatial measurement. Okay? So when we talk about quantity, if it is a material thing, yung dami nung ating bibilhin or ibinebenta sa market. While if it is an immaterial thing, usually it is estimated, 'di ba? Kapag halimbawa ganito, teacher. Teacher sa panahon ng pandemic, 'di ba? We are still providing service to you guys. We're still providing to you guys. At pagkakaiba yung approach ng teacher in providing distance learning, 'di ba? But basically we are paid. We are paid on our individual rate. Hindi yan, nasabi ko naman na sa inyo na hindi kami pare-pareho na sweldo ng mga teacher ninyo sa senior high school, hindi ba? But the thing is, we are provided with the service rate na ibinibigay sa inyo, namin sa inyo. Although hindi kayo ang diretsong nagbabayad sa amin, kundi yung pondo na nanggagaling sa nakolekta ng gobyerno, di ba? But the thing is, if it is a service, paano natin malalaman na dapat si Sir Poblete mas malaki ang sweldo kasi ito ang kanyang ginagawa para sa kanyang mga estudyante during this time of pandemic. Dapat si Ma'am A or si Ma'am B or si Ma'am C mas maliit ang sweldo kasi ito lang ang ginagawa, di ba? You cannot really measure that dahil kasi it is just an estimated amount. Okay? Based on based on the rate assigned to a specific service provider. Diba? So hindi ibig sabihin that I am making an extra effort during this time of pandemic eh dapat mas malaki na ang sweldo ko. No, there is already a delegated amount. Same thing, kapag kayo ay ano to, naging masahista, ayan. Kapag kayo ay naging masahista, hindi mo naman pwede sabihin na yung 300, halimbawa lang hindi ko alam kasi wala akong alam diyan sa mga presyo ng masahista. Okay, say so for example, 300 ang massage rate. That is fixed. Okay? Pero sasabihin mo ba na dapat 400 si masahista A kasi mas magaling siya? Or dapat 200 na lang si masahista B kasi hindi siya ganoon kagaling magmasahe? No. Okay? Bakit? Simply because they are providing you, sabihin natin, ang minimum nila is 1 hour or 2 hours massage, regardless kung magaling o hindi, they are being paid for the service they have rendered. This is for immaterial things. Mas mahirap to eh. Mas mahirap sukatin yung immaterial thing compared to material or tangible things, di ba? Yung pag-a-assign ng ating prices. Next is the equilibrium. You know this. It is a condition or state in which economic forces are balanced. Okay? The demand and the supply are equal. And that is the perfect state of an economy. Although it hardly or it never happens in reality. Okay? So services, bakit daw hindi man nangyayari yun, sir? Kasi nga, sabi natin from previous discussion, there is an insatiable desire of people for products and services. So, ibig sabihin, hindi talaga mangyayari na masasatisfy ang isang tao. That is why, that is actually a human nature, di ba? Then, moving with services, it is a transaction in which no physical goods are transferred from the seller to the buyer. The benefit of such a service are held to be demonstrated by the buyer's willingness to make the exchange. Ayan, hindi naman daw natin inuuwi si barbero, hindi natin inuuwi si masahista, hindi natin inuuwi yung what do you call that, yung naglilinis ng kuko, yes, the kuko, hindi natin sila inuuwi. Binabayaran natin sila based on the service na ginagawa nila sa atin. And after the service is completed, regardless kung 1 o 2 oras lang yan ginawa, you pay them in the agreed amount. Okay? Hindi pwede ninyo sabihin, 30 minutes mo lang ginawa, dapat mas konti ang bayad ko. No, no. Okay? And let's discuss everything in detail. So market is an activity for business setups. It is where consumer buys and the seller sells. So it is an activity now for business setup. So this is where the exchange of goods and services versus the economic resources of the buyer. Okay? So there are several categories of market. Actually, 3 lang, hindi several. Local, international, and national. So when we talk about local market, the goods and services are just circulating within a specific place. Like for example, nagtitinda ako ng hamburger, so ang delivery area ko lang is within Antipolo, and I cannot deliver sa within Teresa. And I cannot deliver sa Antipolo or Morong or any elsewhere in Rizal simply because I am going to incur an added cost na hindi na justifiable doon sa produktong ibinibenta ko. Tataas yung aking cost, hindi naman lalaki ang tubo ko. Okay? Next is national. So, ibig sabihin, sa buong bansa, yung distribution ng aking produkto. So, ibig sabihin, everyone, at least, those targeted is my market. Di ba? So, ang aking operational coverage is within the entire country. And of course, we also have international market dito sa part na to. Yung produkto ko hindi lang dito sa bansa na ibebenta, kundi sa ibang bansa rin na alam kong mangangailangan or gustong bilhin ang aking produkto. And then we also have the concept of market is important because it is where a person who has excess, okay, goods can dispose them to those who need them. So sinabi natin during our org management, kung wala na may gusto ng produkto mo dito, natap mo na lahat, nabentahan mo na lahat ng tao who will be interested with your product, isasara na lang ba natin ang business? Of course not. Di ba? Bakit? Kasi what we're going to do is look for places whose need, where there is a need for our product. Di ba? Hindi porket ayaw na natin, ayaw na ng mga tao ng produkto natin, hinto na tayo ng negosyo. No, hahanap tayo ng ibang mga tao who will also be interested in buying our product. Okay? Again, for questions, doon lang sa ating GC. So let's move on with demand. Demand is the value of goods and services that buyers are willing to purchase in every price. So again, pag sinabing demand, these are the values of goods and services na ako bilang buyer ay willing akong bilhin at assigned amount na sinabi ni seller. Di ba? So the demand functions daw shows how the quantity demanded of a good depends on its determinants. The most important of which is the price of the good itself. Thus, the equation, actually, wag na nating let's not make it complicated. I just want you to grasp the idea with applied economics. So, ganito lang ka-simple yan. So, on one part, you have there the quantity and on the other part is the price, di ba? So, ang pinaka-basic na rule dyan, the law of demand, is that habang bumababa ang presyo, while the price decreases, the demand increases. Di ba? Bakit? Mas tumataas yung value ng pera ko kung mas mababa yung presyo ng binibili ko. Di ba? Sabihin natin, mangga. Sa panahon na konti lang ang supply ng mangga, mataas ang presyo. At dahil mataas ang presyo, konti lang ang bibili. Pero sa panahon na marami ang supply ng mangga, marami ang bumibili kasi mababa ang presyo. That's the basic rule of demand. However, it says here that the law of demand is always dependent, and supply pala is always dependent with ceteris paribus. Ibig sabihin, all other things being constant, hindi gumagalaw. Yung ibang determinants ng paggalaw ng demand. Okay, so again, the law of demand, when the price increases, the demand decreases. When the price decreases, the demand increases. That is the basic law of demand. Okay, so this is an hypothetical schedule of empanada ni Juan. Okay, so sinasabi diyan, nung ang halaga ng presyo ng empanada ni Juan ay 10 piso, ang isa lang ang gustong bumili. Nung bumababa ang presyo ng empanada ni Juan, naging 8 pesos, dalawa na ang gustong bumili. Nung naging 6 pesos yan, 3 na ang gustong bumili. Nung naging 2 na lang yan, 5 na ang gustong bumili. Pero nung libre na yan, 6 ang may gusto ng empanada ni Juan. That is the simple and most basic law for demand. Okay? So let's move on with the supply. So supply describe the total value of goods or services that is available to customers. Okay, so when we talk about supplies, these are the volume, the quantity of goods or services na handa si seller ibenta kay customer. Okay, so this is the hypothetical schedule for James rice for a week. Okay? So, noong ano to, ang presyo, ang kada kilo ng bigas ay 100 pesos. Okay? Ang handang ibenta ni James, tama ba? James ay 600 kilos. Bakit? Dahil mataas sa presyo ng bigas, marami akong ibebenta simply because malaki ang balik niyan sa akin. That's the rule of supply. So, ibig sabihin, when the price increases, that supply also increases, di ba? And when the price decreases, the supply also decreases, di ba? Bakit? Kasi palugi tayo. Kapag bumaba ang presyo ng may mga tumitingin sa akin na dumada. Pag bumaba ang presyo ng ng kilo ng bigas, ang nangyayari, marami ang bibili, pero konti lang naman ang tubo natin. So ang nangyayari, hindi tayo ganon ka magbebenta ng napakarami. Okay? Next. The law of supplies daw, ito yon yung pinag-uusapan natin earlier na balik. As price increases, the quantity supplied rises. As price decreases, the quantity supplied falls. So this relationship daw is called the law of supply. So that basically is the rule for supply. Again, the rule of supply, when the price increases, the supply increases. When the price decreases, the supply decreases as well. Okay? Questions? Doon tayo sa ating GC. So let's move on with the market equilibrium. An equilibrium daw is a condition where demand is equal to the supply. So it is actually a point or an economic phenomena wherein there is a balance between the price of the products and the quantity demanded, di ba? So the seller or the suppliers can actually provide exactly what is needed by the customers on a price that they wanted sa specific period of time. So kung gusto ko ng ng ang halaga ay 30 pesos for product A and you can provide me that with 1,000 pieces, then I'm going to buy that. Okay? There is a mutual agreement between the seller and the buyer with regards to with regards to the price and the quantity that will be available for disposal. Okay? So that is actually, a market equilibrium is a very ideal economic phenomena because it is going to stabilize the movement and disposal and the creation of goods and services. Diba? However, sabi nga natin, hindi pwedeng manatili ng ganon at hindi naman nananatili na laging balanse simply because there is an insatiable, hindi natatapos na demand, na desire ng mga tao for specific goods and services. Okay? So, basically kasi when we talk, sa activity ninyo, you just need to determine whether the demand or the supply will increase or decrease. Okay? On your activity. You just need to write if yun yung condition, what happens to the demand, what happens to the supply. So if the demand increases, you write letter A ba or letter B? Hindi ko tinitingnan yung book module ngayon eh. So you just write the letter for that. That is actually a 5-item activity. Okay? And then factors that affects the demand and supplies. Of course, ang pinakamalaki talaga factor dyan is of course yung changes in the price of commodities. Diba? Bakit? Kasi people will be making decisions if they are going to continue purchasing or continue purchasing more based on the movement of the prices. Gano'n naman talaga tayo, di ba? Kapag tumataas ang presyo, hindi muna tayo bibili. Pero kapag bumaba ang presyo, marami naman tayong bibilhin, di ba? And basically, another factor would be the seller, di ba? On how much they are willing to sell the product at a specific period of time and an specific economic condition. Di ba? Kasi if you are the seller, lagi mong iisipin, tutubo ka ba o hindi? It is worth it to actually sell something depende sa kung magkano ang tutubuin mo. Di ba? Bakit? Kasi the main objective of every seller is to attract income, to gain income. Di ba? Hindi ako basta-basta magbebenta na alam ko na break even lang ako or lugi pa ako. Di ba? And then, regardless kung anong decision ni seller, the thing is, buyer will have the final say. Di ba? They are going to make a decision based on the availability ng product, the volume of the product, and at the same time, yung benefits sa kanila ng produkto. Di ba? Kasi kahit na naiisip ni seller that this is going to be a very good product, kung tingin naman ni buyer ay hindi, then they are not going to meet at a certain point at walang transaction na mangyayari. Okay? So these are the factors that affects the demand and supply. Okay? We are going to continue this. Actually, medyo mahaba pa yan. And we're going to continue that for the next 2 more weeks. And this supplemental lecture is good for this week lang po muna. Kung ano yung nabanggit natin na activity, yun lang ang gagawin. Yung hindi nabanggit na activity, hindi na natin gagawin. Alam ko may isa akong tinanggal na activity. For questions, you can always reach me through our GC. Okay? So, please stay safe everyone. Medyo maulan na rin. At the same time, we are still in the pandemic. Please do protect yourselves, especially people within the household, lalo na kung may mga tatanda kayo at mga bata, di ba? You can always, if it's going to affect your studies, just inform the teachers, although I am hoping na wala namang hihinto. You can be late at times, pero wag naman gawing dahilan na feeling ko po may COVID symptoms si mama, kaya hindi po ako magsasabit. Wag naman. Di ba? That's evil. So, if talaga namang meron, wag nang palabasan. At the same time, you guys be careful. Okay? So, that's all. Thank you and please do your activities.